20 things to never put in the fridge. 1. Unripened mangoes. Let whole, uncut mangoes hang out on the counter to ripen. Once they're ready to be cut and eaten, you can store them in an airtight container placed in the fridge. 2. Peaches. Juicy peaches dehydrate when left in the fridge for an extended period. 3. Cucumber. The saying might be cool as a cucumber, but they are actually quite sensitive to the cold. The crisp greens fare best when left at room temperature. 4. Chocolate. No one wants to see chocolate go to waste. Keeping the treat in the fridge doesn't make it inedible, but it will absorb the odors of other foods and change consistency. Leave it on the counter or in the pantry for maximum deliciousness. 5. Fresh basil. To keep your basil fresh, leave it on the counter with its stems submerged in a cup or vase of water. If you were to stick basil in the fridge, it would absorb the smells of the other foods, and its leaves would turn black. 6. Apples. While apples will remain crisp longer in the fridge, the ethylene content in their skin's a ripening agent can cause other nearby produce to spoil more quickly. If you really want to refrigerate apples, first place them in an airtight container to keep from spoiling the other foods in your fridge. 7. Pumpkin or squash. You don't need a fridge to keep these vegetables fresh. When stored in a dark, cool, not cold spot, such as an unheated basement, these autumn favorites will remain viable for 2 months or longer. 8. Coconut oil. Coconut oil contains a high percentage of saturated fats, which causes it to solidify in the refrigerator. 9. Unripe bananas. Bananas will continue to ripen at room temperature, but when put in the fridge, the ripening process stops. You can put a fully ripe banana in the fridge for a couple of days, but don't be alarmed when it turns black. The blackening occurs due to the banana skin's ethylene content, which undergoes a chemical change when subjected to cold temperatures. 10. Open canned foods. Once opened, don't store a partially filled food can in the refrigerator, while the cold temps will keep the product from spoiling for a little while. The food can develop a metallic taste due to metal acids that leach into the food from the can itself. The best way is to transfer it to a separate airtight plastic food container and then refrigerate. 11. Fresh garlic cloves. If you store the bulbs in the fridge, don't be surprised if they sprout bitter green shoots. Another danger: garlic bulbs are prone to mold growth in the humid conditions of the fridge. Store fresh garlic in a dark, well-ventilated spot. 12. Strawberry. Refrigerating strawberries reduces their sweet flavor and gives them a mushy texture. Store fresh strawberries on the countertop, out of direct sunlight, and use them within a day or 2 of picking or purchasing. Don't wash them until you're ready to eat them. Strawberries go bad more quickly after they're washed. 13. Green avocados. Green and hard need a couple days to ripen before they're ready to eat. They'll only ripen, though, if you keep them out of the fridge. The only time you should refrigerate an avocado is when it's completely ripe, but you're not ready to use it. 14. Bread. Store your bread in a bread box or on a cabinet shelf, but not in the fridge. Refrigerating bread slows mold growth, but makes the bread tough, chewy, and stale tasting. Wrap the excess in freezer paper and store it in the freezer for up to 1 month. 15. Onions. The chilly temps and high humidity of the fridge break down their fibrous structure and leaving them mushy and prone to mold growth. Store onions in a well-ventilated, dark spot. 16. Tomatoes. If you don't want your fresh tomatoes to taste like cardboard, don't put them in the fridge. Tomatoes continue to ripen and develop flavor, but only when kept at room temperature. A big chill stops the ripening process and dulls the flavor. If you grow your own tomatoes, snip off a bit of the vine. When harvesting, the attached vine helps keep the tomato fresh longer and gives it better flavor. 17. Coffee beans. An open package of coffee is subject to condensation in the cold temps of the fridge, which zaps flavor. Fresh grounds will absorb the odors of other refrigerated foods, making your coffee taste off. Store your coffee in an airtight container at room temperature, in a dark place, such as inside a cabinet. 18. Honey. Due to its high sugar content, honey, a natural preservative, needs no refrigeration. When refrigerated, honey hardens and crystallizes, so store it on a shelf in your pantry. 19. Raw potatoes. The temperature in your fridge is too cold for the vegetable and will turn the starches into sugar. Store your potatoes in a cool, dark, and well-ventilated spot. 20. Melons, watermelons, cantaloupe honey-dews. Keeping these mega fruits in the icebox halts the ripening process, meaning they won't be as tasty. Chilly temps also reduce the healthy antioxidants found in melons. Keep these fruits on the countertop until they're ready to eat. If you have leftovers, store them in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 3 days. Remember, keeping certain items at room temperature can help maintain their flavor and freshness. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more useful tips. Thanks for watching our video on the 20 things you should avoid putting in your fridge.